morning, ladies and gentlemen. Prayer and praise are the first means of growth. Prayer from the heart brings peace and harmony and fetches the blessings of Almighty. Let us all rise for the invocation. Ms. Sindhu, our student from Kumaraguru College of Technology, is with us for the prayer song.
Are wonders for everyone. We welcome the dignitaries with a bouquet.
Personality who has taken up the position as correspondent very recently has very innovative concepts and ideas to make Kumaraguru College of Technology to be a world-class technological university in a very short span of time. We are very happy to have such a dynamic person amidst us. We request Mr. Balasubramaniam, our beloved correspondent, to welcome the gathering.
I'm extremely delighted to have this opportunity to offer our warm and affectionate welcome to every one of the dignitaries on the dais. First, we take this opportunity in inviting and welcoming our chairman, our Vice Chairman, Dr. Arugam, Dr. Ravichandran Reddy, the Director of National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Dr. Hariharan, President of SALIS, Dr. Harish Chandra, Librarian IIT Madras, Dr. Selvakumar, Dr. George Panikal, Pandavelaya, and each and every one of the dignitaries on and off the dais. As all of you know that Nadu and especially Coimbatore has had a significant contribution for educational advancement in India. In this aspect, I think in Coimbatore, I am very proud to say that Kumaraguru College has in the last 25 years has made a significant contribution. The college was established in 1984 and the management has invested more than 100 crores in establishing the current state-of-the-art facilities in Coimbatore under the able guidance of our chairman and the vice chairman. The campus is spread over 150 acres and built up area of more than 10 lakh square foot with state-of-the-art facilities, excellent faculty and staff faculty. We are one of the best technical institutions in the state. The Mahatma Gandhi Central Library, for which we have established here today, has over 60,000 volumes, 400 prints, and e-journals and digital library. We offer 12 UG courses, 13 PG courses, and several PhD programs. I'm also happy to share with you that we are in the process of moving towards achieving the university status. And I think towards that, our exercises towards establishing excellence in all fields of our activities. And in my view, library is one of the critical nerve centers for any educational institution. I'm very happy to offer a personal welcome to all of you to our campus to this national conference on rebuilding the libraries. I thank the authorities of SALIS for collaborating with us to organize this conference on the important theme of fine-tuning libraries, and congratulate them for identifying the crucial themes for this conference. I also see that care has been taken to select the best papers which have been presented to the seminar volume to be released by the dignitaries here shortly. I'm happy that Dr. Ravichandra Reddy, Director of NAC, is here with us and to share his thoughts and experience with us during the course of the day. I also hear that he will be spending in the afternoon time with all of us to share our march towards deemed university status. So I welcome and thank you, sir, for your fellowship. I offer my heartiest welcome to Dr. Hariharan, President of SALIS, and Dr. Harish Chandra, Library in IIT Madras. They have taken their valuable time and also taken Kumaraguru as the venue for sharing their experiences. So I also welcome and extend a warm thank you to you. The Srinivasaraghavan of Bangladesh University, Conference Director, and also spare time with us to be here with us today. I offer a personal welcome to all of you who have responded to our invitation to be with us for the National Conference. So I once again thank you and welcome all of you for being here with us.
Thank you, sir. We request our beloved Vice Chairman, Dr. Arumutham, to honor our chairman with a shawl. Director Acting, NAC, Bangalore. We request our beloved chairman to honor Mr. Hariharan, President, SALIS. We request our chairman to honor Dr. Harish Chandra, Librarian, IIT Madras, and Conference Director. We request
development of LIS by organizing various programs including seminars, lectures and workshops on emerging areas. One of the objectives of SALIS is to train LIS professionals to handle the latest IT tools and techniques for more effectively and efficiently in order to provide quality-based service. May I request Professor M. Prasad Kumar, Professor in Shared Library, Kumaraguru College of Technology, to brief us about the SALIS, please, sir.
Our most beloved chairman, Archuloraya, our esteemed vice chairman, our correspondents, our principals, dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Ravichandra Reddy, Dr. Harish Chandra, Dr. Hariharan, our esteemed advisors, and all the dignitaries, our joint respondents, and all the dignitaries present on the dais and off the dais. It is my proud privilege to tell you about the SALIS 2008. It is a program that has been conceived and designed by SALIS. It is jointly organized here by SALIS, a professional organization, and the Kumaraguru College of Technology. The SALIS 2008 is extremely important for us in that this is the first program in our Silver Jubilee year. And the importance of librarians and libraries need not be explained because all of us are aware that it is the nerve center for any institution. We were having a number of quality initiatives, and the topics that have been clearly identified here. We have important areas like collection building, information needs and analysis, user studies, creative and innovative library services, modern library management practices, networking and resource sharing, digital libraries, web-based library services, e-learning, capacity building initiatives, and research in library and information science. We know that libraries have to be modernized. We have our director of NAT here. He has been concerned with upgrading the libraries as well as the educational facilities throughout the country, and he has been connected with the Bangalore University as well as NAT for some time, and we are extremely happy that initiatives for library upgrading has been the main area that has been initiated by him, especially in the course of NAT accreditations. We are happy that we are coordinating and collaborating with the leading national organization which has got a number of chapters, and we have here a number of leading personalities like Harish Chandrasa, Srinivas Raghavan, Dr. Suti Narayanan for sessions starting in the morning, and Dr. Nityanandam, Special Officer, Anna University, and Manager Lata Suresh, Health Services from Jaipur, Rajasthan. And we have got in the third session, we have Mr. B. Anbu Thambi, who is a specialist in e-learning from Everon Systems, what has been our partners with reference to e-learning facility provision here, which is an important area for the present accreditation of quality education. And we have got Professor Raghupathi Subramanian Sir, Dean, who is chairing the session on networking and resource sharing. And we are Chokaling from SRV Polytechnic Coimbatore, the same session. Next session is on modern library management. Tomorrow, that is a technical session headed by Dr. S. Muralidharan, scientist and head PIRC, CVTDC, DRT of Chennai. And we have Dr. Nadesan, Finance and Johnson's Business School, the same session. In the technical section 6, we have got application of ICT in library and information sciences, Dr. Inder Veer Mahatma, Professor at the University of Jammu, and Professor R. Palisamy, Professor Quantitative Techniques, Johnson School, to chair the sessions. And we have technical section 7, User Studies and Education, Dr. M. Nagarajan, Head of the Department, Annamalai University, Chidambaram, Dr. Venkatachalam, Library and Johnson Schools. And we have got panel discussion later on in the afternoon. Dr. Harish Chandra from IIT Chennai will be initiating that. And we have a large number of participants drawn from the country. We are very happy that you have come for this important function. So SALIS 2008 will be an eye-opener for us for upgrading the library services. And in our campus, as our correspondents was telling, in this campus we had initiated a number of methods to see that the library is given utmost importance, and our beloved chairman and our beloved vice chairman, they had initiated a number of steps, and our principal sir had also been coordinating all these aspects, and we will find that our library is one of the best as such in the cities, and we are very happy that this SALIS 2008 will be useful for each one of us who will be participating. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Kongu region, Arutselvar Dr. N.M. is an eminent educationist, successful industrialist, and a respected social activist. An astute Gandhian, he is constantly engaged in propagating the cherished values. In recognition for his meritorious services to the society, honorary doctorate degrees were awarded by Anna University, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Bharat University, and Madurai Kamaraj University. We are very much happy and feel proud to have Dr. N.M. amidst us. We humbly request our beloved chairman to release the proceedings of the conference and deliver the presidential address. We request Mr. Professor Ravichandra Reddy to receive the first copy of the conference proceedings.
I am happy to chair this all-India conference on rebuilding libraries, which is being inaugurated by Dr. Ravichandra Reddy, Director NAC from Bangalore. Esteemed Sri Ravichandra Reddy, Professor Ravichandra Reddy, Hariharan, President SALIS, Harish Chandra, Librarian IIT, our Vice Chairman, Professor Mahatma, Principal Dr. Saniket, Correspondent Sri Balasubramanian, and esteemed guests. Quality in higher education is the most urgent concern for all the academicians and management of education institutions. Libraries are essentially the most important area which should receive special attention. The National Assessment and Accreditation Council has been initiating and supporting major quality improvement programs in the education sector in our country by a systematic evaluation of institutions to identify, encourage, and popularize best practice in higher education. We are fortunate to have with us Dr. Ravichandra Reddy, Director NAC, to inaugurate this important national level conference with over 200 library professionals and senior academicians participating in the program. We are happy that the senior professionals from SALIS, Sri Hariharan, Dr. Harish Chandra, Dr. Srinivas Raman, Head of Department of Library Science from Bharat University are here to support us to successfully organize this joint initiative of SALIS and KCT. It is also heartening to acknowledge the support of UNESCO for this program by providing valuable technical handbooks for all the participants. Libraries are the most ancient social and cultural institutions. Though the texture and content of libraries have undergone vast changes, the ancient modern libraries have one thing in common. They all have a common body of information recorded on some medium which can enable the information retrieved whenever required. The oldest inscriptions were on stone. The next inscriptions were in brass and copper. Later came palm leaves, and later came paper in China. And in North India, they used people leaves. They used to paint. So these are the traditions in the world for which in the last 300 years, paper has become easily available and printing was evolved. And so now education, which is a reserve for very few, has been able to be extended to all. Now it's the expectation of every child in the world to be educated. And the libraries are the source center for all vital knowledge. Over the past few centuries, libraries have actually adopted essential management principles to religion, industry, business, and government. The library is essentially a non-profitable but vital service center for the entire humanity. Effective management of enormous volume of information recorded and stored in different formats, printed, electronic, audio, video, and cyber-based require use of up-to-date management technologies. When we read the old books, many times we find information which think are mostly conjecture or imaginary. But advancing science goes to prove that many of the findings in our old literature might have taken place. The cannot say definitely has taken place. In India also we talk about kings and princesses traveling in peacock throne, peacock vessels. So these are all the available information regarding travel, knowledge, etc. Technological advances have changed all over social and economic lifestyles. Workplace methodologies have undergone through change. People now work at home using the web-based technology and get hefty pay packages with totally flexible timetables. Virtual communities have emerged in all fields of human activity. Libraries have started introducing TQM technologies for the new user. New user-oriented work-based processes for continuous quality accommodation. Now, libraries are not as it used to be years back. Their role in the current education scenario is really stupendous. The ICT, cyber technologies, internet and e-learning, the wonderful accessibility of huge volumes of scientific and factual information at our fingertips through our library networks. RFID, smart cards, biometric applications, e-journals, e-resources, digital preservation, institutional repositories, online journalism, e-books and web-based library, user education are some of the techno developments which are totally revolutionized the library networks throughout the world. We are now accessing books in the libraries even on trans-continental basis using internet technologies within seconds. Library software has brought wonders in the library sector. I am only reminded of the Pollachi's for library, which I used when I was in high school, from 35 to 38, 32 to 38. Mainly Tamil books are available there. So I was able to read Mahabharata, Ramayana and various other novelists of Tamil Nadu like Godarai Hemar, Kusam Hayar, Kusam Hayar, etc. When I went to college, there I was introduced to the English, various authors, Tagore, Bernard Shaw, various others. And so that gave me an opportunity to have a wide vision about the world and various sectors of knowledge. I am happy to note that most valuable services rendered by our librarians in supporting technology, upgradation, and feel that all libraries should be recognized as academic departments. It is the most important common facility of the institution to support all the departments. SALIS, a major national association of libraries, has rendered valuable service in this area by providing opportunities for library professionals in India and abroad to upgrade their capability to use modern tools and methodologies in library science, ICT and cyber technology. In olden days, what was lost was retrieved by spiritually developed persons. Namalwar was able to get back the 4,000 songs of the Vaishnava saints by sitting in Hardwar Srinagar under the tamarind tree and praying, doing yoga, and is able to write all the 4,000 songs of Hardwars. Similarly, Leadbeater of the Theosophical Society, he wrote all the theosophical knowledge, saying, I don't write. The great souls guide me to write. What they say, I write. That's what Leadbeater said. So similarly, in the library area, kindly train some youngsters in the yoga spiritual field, so that we may also try to get back knowledge which has disappeared. If it has been done the last century, it can again be repeated now. Another important factor which I like to stress on this occasion is in India we have more than many languages, 18 of which have been recognized by the government as national languages. But we are not able to read, apart from the mother tongue which we read, English and Hindi. 3 scripts we have to read for this. So it has become difficult to learn about the other languages. In Europe, there are more than 25 countries. They use the Roman letter, and because of that, all intellectuals are easily able to speak and read 5 or 6 languages. For that to happen in India, my suggestion is that in the higher secondary class, the second paper of the mother tongue, there are 2 papers. First paper is classical, second paper is non-detailed and essay. The second paper in all the 18 languages can be in Roman letter. What we need is a grammar in Roman, in English and a dictionary. If that is available, we can read all the 18 languages of India on our own. We need only guidance sometimes. So this is a suggestion which I request you to think about, examine, and pass a resolution if possible in a conference requesting the Honorable Education Minister and Government of India to think about introducing Roman script. Army use Roman Hindi. Still they continue to do it. Here, Ramanaja, the parliamentarian from Coimbatore district, Nilgiri constituency, was unopposed, one of the unopposed parliamentary members in 1952. The suggestion in the parliament was that Roman Hindi should be made official language of India. But unfortunately, it has not happened. That being so, the opportunity for the national language to be learned by all is getting delayed and delayed. And in Tamil Nadu, we refuse to read because we have provision only for 2 languages. So this is a matter because the southern students have to read 3 scripts. The Hindi students have to read 2 scripts. There is unnecessary strain on children. So this suggestion can be kindly examined by a technical committee and recommendations be sent to suitable authorities for examination. It is high time we change our higher education policy equally, regulations for government support. Constitution says up to 14th year, now we can make it 15. Make education free up to SSLC. But unfortunately, LKG, elementary school, high school, now people are collecting capitation fee, collecting fees, and no politician talks about it. Nobody thinks about it. In spite of the constitution saying that up to 14 years, the education will be free and compulsory. We have international schools charging 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs for a student. We have LKG, UKG charging 1,000 rupees. Why all this? The government should be able to give a grant and the trusts, if they want, they can fund extra without collecting extra fees from the children. That's a matter because olden days, caste was based upon work. The educated people are a class, the military people are another class, traders are another class, then workers are the 4th grade. Now in a democracy, we want all to be equal. The education is not equally provided. How can you become equal? You cannot become an equal society. Now we are having only English educated super Indians. They think they are great. Their aim is only to go to America, not to live in India. This I think is not good. So government should be requested to see that no collection of any fee be done up to SSLC and grants be given Only hostel fee has to be collected, but education fee should be avoided. This is a matter which you should consider. Mahatma Gandhi in 1950 accepted the recommendations of Dr. Zakir Committee on Education, and he recommended that children should start doing some work from first form, and gradually by SSLC they should be skilled workers. And those who go for higher education, government should give building, library and equipment. The boy should work and earn the teacher's salary. Now this is something different. Government gives capital grant, equipment grant, library grant and academic grant, all for IITs, colleges. Even a polytechnic is able to get 2 crores per annum as recurring allocation. This being so, the fee is very low. Now self-financing also has come into existence without any government assistance. Only thing they give an approval. And how to run this institution? How to build buildings? So at least government should be able to give capital assistance for building and library equipment. They are not able to provide grant. They can at least make the banks give loan at cheaper rate of interest on a long-term basis. Unless that is done, the problem of educating all at higher levels of education could be a problem. You always see that people talk about fees being collected. Without fees it is impossible to run. Without capitation fees it is not possible, and under the present system, to run professional education courses. Some of the medical colleges charge high fee, not only that, charge also heavy capitation, under the banner and the immediate eye of the government, and that is not looked up. Only if an engineering college collects some money, everything is shouting. So this whole policy of self-finance education system needs a new look. Government has to give capital assistance. If you want lower pay, some easier education, government will give a capital grant. Or at least give a long-term loan at a cheaper rate of interest, or even without interest. These are things we have to think about. Singapore high schools use 3 shifts. You can think about that in all the cities where there is lack of accommodation. All the colleges can have 2 shifts, so that 1 shift the boy can work anywhere. Shops, establishments. In England, during harvest time, the army is given leave. They are sent to the village and furloughed. Work spot in the early morning. Allow them to be there for 1.5 hours. So distribute newspaper. Again going and picking them back. I have seen the only son of a family. So we had a father earning $60,000, $70,000 being taken for this work. They go to cinema theaters to give the ticket. Elementary school level. Now one thing we want to see in India is any child working, they put a photo, the child is being exploited. So these are things the newspapers, the creators of opinion have to study properly before the write. All the students will be given a brief course on basic cultural values of all religions and nationality. I am happy that the Mahatma Gandhi Central Library of KCG has taken the initiative to collaborate with the national organization to arrange this important national conference, bringing together a large number of library professionals all over the country. I have been continuously taking efforts to publish books, journals on religion, education, and Gandhi literature over the last several years, finding that this is perhaps the most valuable service we can do for the past, present, and future generations. I wish to assure the professionals from the SALIS, colleges and universities that KCT will always support all quality accreditation interests in the most important field of library science. I am happy to state that we are planning to build a separate modern library block with separate course for mandate departments magazine and digital reference sections to support the growing needs of our faculty and students, especially in the context of trying to become a university in the foreseeable future. Let me take this opportunity to thank Dr. Chandra Reddy, Director NAC, for coming to our institution to deliver the inaugural address, accepting the invitation and the authority of the SALIS for identifying our institution for the mega event. I understand this earlier national conference of SALIS were held in universities. The Colonel Management, Principal Staff, and students of KST was active involvement in this conference. I wish every one of you welcome, success and prosperous in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. 21 pages. We are happy to have such an eminent personality amongst us. We request him to release the souvenir, please, sir. Thank you, sir. May we request Professor S. Ravichandra Reddy to deliver the inaugural address.
Esteemed Chairman of the Shakti Groups, Arut Selvar Dr. N. Mahanigam, Vice Chairman of Kumaraguru College of Technology, Dr. K. Armugam, Correspondent of Kumaraguru College of Technology, Sri Balakrishna Subramaniam, esteemed Principal of this college, Dr. Joseph Lee Paniku, ladies and gentlemen. After arriving here this morning at the guest house, had the opportunity of meeting the esteemed chairman of Shakti Groups of institutions, and I was amazed with his fund of knowledge and the simplicity with which he interacts with people. Sir, I humbly bow my head down to you for the simplicity and the fund of knowledge you have provided. Ladies and gentlemen, I compliment the SALIS and this institution for organizing a conference on society, particularly rebuilding the libraries, learning from the past to plan for the future. I must also compliment the organizers for bringing out the proceedings at the beginning of the conference itself. That is an achievement. Generally, the conference follows very slowly after the conference. This morning I would like to just point out that library forms the backbone of any institution. I am indeed honored to be here amidst the eminent librarians of the various institutions to understand what progress they have been able to achieve in their own institution and what best practices they have been able to emulate during their tenure as librarians. And if you take, as our esteemed chairman of the institution mentioned, in fact, knowledge derived from the library. And as we all know that higher education forms the backbone of any society. And the quality of higher education is not just reflected by the quality of teaching that is provided by the teachers of the learned institution, but the quality of the library that is available in the institution. In fact, library forms the mirror of any institution which reflects the quality. And in this regard, I must admit, tremendous changes have taken place over the years. and with the development of information communication technology, library has also had a jump considerably. But at the same time, it is also pathetic to note that though an institution has a large number of books, most recent and archives, but the number of users who visit the library, who make use of the facilities, are not matching the quantum of books that are available in the library. This is where probably we need to look at the future in terms of library. And I am also of the opinion that librarian alone cannot achieve this. It is the contribution of teachers, the contribution of management, and the contribution of librarians. And if you look at this scenario today, we have the internet, the cyber, the intranet facilities, and all other communication systems that are available. And one can log on and identify what are the recent books that are available in the field through the Google system. Libraries have become the resource material for students, not only for learning, but also for teachers to promote research activities. I wonder how many libraries, not only in Tamil Nadu, but in the rest of the countries, have been able to provide or attract students even after they complete their tenure as a student in the institution. And though we may move towards digitization, though we may move towards reducing the number of copies in the library, but ultimately we need to look at how many are the end users and what is it that the librarians, we as librarians, are able to do, and how we are able to attract and motivate not only the teachers but the students. I had the opportunity to serve the Bangalore University as a librarian for a very short time because I was the senior most dean of the university. And during my tenure, when I just surveyed how many teachers visit the library and how many students visit the library, it was very unfortunate to realize that the strength of the teachers was considerable, but the number of teachers who visit the library during their free time was very low. When I looked into the student population, it was still dismal to realize that they were more keen to get the bus to leave the campus. They were more concerned about meeting their friends and trying to grab the book from the shelves, whatever that book is available, and then leave the library itself. And added to this, there are also problems of removal of the pages, removal of the books from the library itself. And facing all these challenges, librarians have a greater role to play. I personally feel, if you look at the present scenario, there are a lot of development that have taken place, and more number of books are being brought into the market, and more number of book publishers and book sellers are visiting the library to impose upon the librarian to purchase from their book agency. But it's very also unfortunate to realize that most of the books that are stored in the library may or may not have been recommended by the end users, that is the teachers and the students. Including my own university, past university, there is no channel through which you can ask a student to recommend a book to the library. We only organize book display, enable the teachers to visit the book display, recommend the books. Looking at the cover page, it's a beautiful printing technology is available in India. And when I looked into some of the books in my own field, it was pathetic to realize the kind of English that has been written for the benefit of the students. I personally feel today librarians have a greater role to play with the modernization of technology on the library source itself. As a registrar, I had the opportunity to look into the grievance of librarians. One of the grievances that the librarians in Karnataka face is that they have not been equated with the postgraduate teachers. Teacher would only provide knowledge in a classroom. That too for a limited hour of 1 hour or maybe 2 hours or maybe 4 hours if it is a practical class. But if you are a capable librarian, you are able to deliver the information to the student and you have the capacity to tell him, look, these are the books which are available in your field. You can go through these and sit here, examine it, and then cull out the information that is required, not necessarily from the examination, to widen your horizon in the field. That is very important. I think librarians have a greater role to play in that. The other way of looking at things is, whenever a new book comes, today information technology is so finely available, the communication system is so fast, and intranet facilities are available in the college or any institution. Supposing the librarian has his own or her own share of publicizing the books that have come to the library, not merely displaying the book in the shelf, that is new arrivals with the title. But if you just like the Google, if you click the button, you'll be able to get in the field of civil engineering, what are the latest books that have been designed. But if you have a further click on that book, it gives you a summary of the content of the book. Supposing you provide this to the students, you provide this to the teachers, and if the institutions make it mandatory that they have an intranet facility, and as soon as the teacher or the student logs on to the computer, there is a message, arrival of new books. And then in enabling the teachers to be promoted towards research, who come from different parts of the country, have their own libraries equipped with various journals. If you are able to identify the impact factor and indicate in the library what are the impact factor of these journals in the place where these journals are available, that gives a more information to the student or the teacher to realize the value of the journal. And an institution has been composed of the students, the teachers, the administrators, and the management. And from the point of library, I would like to reiterate that the academic staff, the students who are the beneficiaries of the library, must be motivated by the librarians, not necessarily through information in the form of telephonic conversation or circulars. But I'm sure these innovative technologies we are able to use to enable them to realize what is available in the library and what are the resources, I'm sure you will be able to do that to a great extent. If you are able to get, let's say, 1,000 books, new additions to this, if you are able to synthesize the summary of this new 1,000 books and put it into your system and make it available to all the students in the various departments, it goes a long way. I mean, I think that is the direction one has to look into, rather than just making information communication technology to be used, digitizing the library. Excellent, I don't deny it. But who is the end user? Is the digitized libraries being used by many? Or are we motivating these children to use this? I think you have a greater role to play in that. The second aspect that I would look at is, whenever a book is selected by a teacher or a student, we normally get books for review. Probably when a book reaches the library, it may be appropriate to send it to the concerned department to provide a review by the teachers. Well, I'm only promoting the activity of learning by the teacher. It's just, if you leave it in the library, it lives there. you need to dust it once in a way. And if you send it back to the department to enable them to keep it for a week, the chairman of the department, in consultation with the staff members, must look at this book and provide a sort of a write-up in a small paragraph about the quality of the book, the usefulness of the book, and that feedback would enable you to take up whether you need to multiply these copies, digitize this copy, that kind of a thing can be taken in future also, I'm sure. Now, another aspect that needs to be looked in is if you have several institutions in the same place, like I understand in Coimbatore itself, there are 60 engineering colleges. Now, I may be wrong or I may be right. I do not know whether all these engineering colleges are interlinked as regards the library. Now, we need not have borders. That is, my library need not be accessible to the others. You are the knowledge providers. You are not providing knowledge exclusively to students. You can also provide knowledge to the citizens of this city itself. Now, if you have a connectivity or a method by which you are able to access to the library in another college, the student gets the benefit, the teacher gets the benefit, you're all interlinked in that way. They could access your books which are available. They could also know how it is done. Probably even before we make a connectivity with the university library, probably inter-collegiate libraries, if they are connected, that has a considerable strength in terms of future development of libraries. And I also wish to add here that quality of library plays a tremendous role in enabling the institution reach greater heights in terms of quality. And I would like to just quote the essence of quality. And actually, if you look at the spelling of quality, it is Quality. I would like to add here that Q refers to quest for excellence and knowledge society. If you wish to have a knowledge society, you must have a library which can provide the best knowledge to the students, teachers, and the outsiders who can come. And as our esteemed chairman mentioned, inclusion of a second language. Librarians need not be limited to selection of books, display of books, issue of books. The role of librarian is whether we can get some of the excellent books translated into the local language. That is, here, if I take example, in this own institution, if the librarian, with the knowledge of the chairman and other authorities, are able to identify a book exclusively good in any one of the engineering subjects, which is very useful, and if you translate that into the local Tamil language, let me tell you that not only students here, but the general public who are in the different parts of this Coimbatore, even a contractor for that matter who is aware only of Tamil, he can avail this information from the library. So the library has a greater role to play, not necessarily satisfying the requirement of students and teachers, but the society itself. That is where I think the challenges lie. And U stands for understanding the context, social relevance. So that means the library has a social relevance, which I just explained. And A stands for action orientation. And when you have a very good library, the outcome of the institution is reflected through the library. And if you take L, learner-centric approach, and this learner-centric approach, please note, has to be supported by library, and that forms the backbone. And therefore, the result is we get a satisfaction of the product, the satisfaction of the students who are coming out of this institution. And innovation for change. Innovation for change is there in terms of digitization, in terms of going in for internet connectivity, intranet connectivity, and implement, linking the libraries, etc. That is a challenge. That is in your hands to face it. And then a T stands for training for competencies. And library, not only by the library itself, but the library and the librarian can play a role in capacity building of the institute. And finally, Y stands for year-long activity, and that means libraries do not end along with the culmination of the teaching program. They are continue to serve the children, they continue to provide knowledge to the children, to the teachers, and to the society. And therefore, you have a greater role to play. And as a former teacher, I salute you because you are a better, a greater teacher than a teacher. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Magnificent building at this campus, Dr. Magalingam Kunjan Bhavan, where right now we are sitting. In recognition of his valuable contributions in the field of technical education, he was awarded the honorary doctorate degree by Avinashlingam Deemed University.
Praveen Ravichandra Reddy, Director, NAC, Sri Hariharan, President, SALIS, Dr. Harish Chandra, Conference Director, custodians of prestigious libraries across the country, distinguished invitees, professors, faculty members, ladies and gentlemen. I am very happy that the Society for Advancement of Library and Information Rights, in short SALIS, has chosen to organize the 3rd National Conference on Library and Information Rights, SALIS 2008, in association with Kumaraguru College of Technology. We at KCT so far conducted 6 international conferences in a period of 8 years. The last one conducted the 8th Specialized Conference on Small Water and Wastewater Systems, and 2nd Specialized Conference on Decentralized Water and Wastewater International Network during February 2008 in association with International Water Association, France. And this is the next conference in this year being organized, and we are really happy that honor has been given to our institution, the first among the self-financed institutions all over India to host this conference. During his talk, Ravichandra Reddy pointed out some of the libraries are not being valued by the students, faculty, things. See, there are certain reasons also, practical reasons we have to consider. First of all, our education system does not really motivate, encourage the students or staff to go to the library. As he pointed out, it's only individual classroom reading and the final examinations, that's all. Unlike the Western countries where the students have to present a minimum number of papers in the class in order to become qualified for receiving the degree after completing their course. So they have to be motivated to go to the library, refer the material and then prepare paper and other things. That is particularly not prevalent. Maybe in IITs and other things, but with the enormous development of engineering education, the library science is not keeping pace with its pace. Another point that is we would like to point out is the shortage of qualified librarians. In many of the engineering colleges started in the last 2 decades, we don't get a qualified librarian who can really furnish information to the students, staff. I used to tell the librarian here that library should be an equal department to be able to provide information to the students. So that probably the shortage of qualified librarians is not keeping pace with the made this. For example, this year itself in
Tamil Nadu, there are 17 new engineering colleges. Now it's more than 300. But many of the engineering colleges, we don't have, you just have a clerk. So how could you expect the students to get the information that I think? It's a big lacuna. I really want the leaders of the library coming from various institutions to look at this matter, probably be discussed and give some sort of solution. Another aspect is about the reading habit. Reading habit is very poor. In this case, I like he has. So that sort of the curriculum and I think our system has to be requires a lot of modification. Probably under the autonomous system, it is quite possible. So these are some of the problems that we meet day to day, and I really, when Ravi pointed out, I thought I could just digress from my prepared speech and say something about it. It's a matter of concern for all of us. I understand that hitherto only universities have had the privilege of hosting SALIS conferences. For the first time in the history of SALIS, they have chosen to associate with KCT, a Salpine Engineering College, to organize this conference. On behalf of the college management, I thank the SALIS authorities for choosing our institution to host this important event. The SALIS has been in the forefront in making available the latest information and knowledge in ICE, e-learning and cyber technology applications of the library across the country. The tremendous development in the last 2 decades in the matter of communication technology is really playing a very big part the library finds information. But how effectively these are being used is a big question, because maybe the high-level institutions like IITs, NITs and I think these things are being used, but in all other institutions, still in the nascent state. The SALIS equips the up-to-date know-how of information service and technology through such as these conferences to enable them to provide improved library centers. Today and tomorrow, there are going to be 7 sessions on web-based library service, digital library initiatives, e-learning, networking, and resource sharing, modern library management. Probably another thing could be added about how we can meet the shortage of qualified librarians to man important institutions' libraries. SALIS has identified, I have been given honor of presenting the national awards to some of the librarians selected by the SALIS. SALIS has identified best librarians to receive coveted national awards for excellence. Today it is my privilege and privilege and pleasure to give away those awards to them. I congratulate the awardees and wish them to excel further in their profession. Thank you.
Librarian. And we have also conducted programs for prisoners in Karur subject.
Librarian Award sponsored by the Press Marathon Ninevu Ilakkiya Mandram Attani Erode. She is responsible for automation at Institute Library and introduced many.
Respected Dr. Maya, respected correspondent, chief guest of our function, Professor Salpindra, Director National Bangalore, Dr. Harishchandra, Librarian IIT Madras, Sadasivam, Professor Kumar, Mr. Andhra Achalam, and members, delegates, faculty members of KCT and friends. A very good morning to all of you. At the outset, I would like to express our sincere gratitude and heartfelt thanks on behalf of SALIS to the chairman of KCT, Aruthalva for having given us a golden opportunity to organize SALIS 2008 National Conference on Rebuilding the Library learning from the past to plan for the future, Gandhi with his esteemed institutions. We express our sincere thanks to the Vice Chairman of KCT, Dr. K. Maya, for his valuable support and guidance for conducting the Nadu conference at Grand Factory. We thank the learned principal, Dr. Joseph Tanikal, and our beloved Professor Mr. Prasad Kumar, Mr. Mandarachalam, and other library team members for the wholehearted support and guidance. Libraries are undergoing tremendous changes due to the ICT and digital revolution. Traditional libraries will have to be updated with the help of the modern technology in order to cope up with the demand of the present-day users, that is students, to fulfill the requirements of the users, particularly the students and the faculty members in academic institutions like KCT. The librarians will have to learn more and update their skills and the knowledge and implement them in their institutions. A large number of academic institutions, as pointed out, have been started and hectic competition between amongst them in providing quality education. The libraries, which are considered as the pivot of knowledge around which all academic activities rotate. Libraries need to learn many more ICT tools, techniques, methods, resources such as internet, e-learning, digital libraries, library automation, web-based services, RFID and smart card technologies, metadata, next generation web technologies such as Deep2, Web 2.0, search engines, Wikipedia, web blogs, and many more new technologies. To meet these challenges and manage knowledge resource centers, SALIS is organizing this type of conferences, seminars, workshops, training programs for the practicing librarians all over the country with the support of long-term institutions like KCT. We have organized many more programs with active support of UNESCO, IIT Madras, Anna University, University of Nadu, Delhi College of Engineering, in various places. We have started chapters at different parts of the country to provide professional services for the librarians in the respective regions so that they will lead themselves. We exchange knowledge, ideas, and experience among our librarians and members and professional colleagues through our SALIS groups, websites, newsletters, lectures, and meetings, etc. We also conduct literacy awareness programs for promoting reading habits among the public. We used to conduct regularly for the corporation school children in Chennai. I am happy to inform you that we have undertaken a project with UNESCO for improving the information literacy competency skills of the people in Southern Asia for the students, benefit of students, common people, and the teachers. It is available on www.salisonline.org and also UNESCO website. I am happy to inform you that SALIS is organizing an international symposium jointly with the JP University Delhi in the month of November 2008, and also an international conference on knowledge networking ICT, HIRA, in January 2009 at Crescent Engineering College, Chennai. I invite all of you to join them. As far as quality is concerned, our director, NAC director is here. We request you, sir, to give more importance, still more importance, of course, NAC is gives more importance to library. I request you still give more importance to libraries when you affiliate institutions in terms of facilities, quality of service, collection, so a continuous training programs for librarians and also manpower. Dear sir, I respected our teachers and other dignitaries. We will take all your advices, blessings, and views to plan our future programs for the benefit of our users, and students and faculty members. I am sure that we will organize many such programs at KCT in the coming years for the benefit of users, and students and faculty members. I hope this 3-day national conference will provide a lot of opportunity for library professionals across the country to discuss, share our experience and knowledge to plan and prepare for the future. Thank you. Thank you.
UK, an international summer school on digital libraries by Tilburg University, Netherlands. He has more than 70 publications to his credit and delivered many invited lectures, inaugural addresses, and keynote addresses. He has visited many countries including UK, France, Germany, Australia, Switzerland, Netherlands, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, etc. An eminent librarian with a profile and other details posted on his personal website. May we request Dr. Harish Chandra, Librarian IIT Madras and Conference Director, to deliver the keynote address.
Vice Chairman, Professor Dr. Armugam. He visited many times this institution and thus many of our student friends. So we are happy to have you with us once again.
Honorable Chairman, Dr. N. Mahatma, Professor S. Ravichandran Reddy, Director, NAST, Professor Armugam, Professor N. Prasad Kumar, Dr. Bala Subramaniam, Mr. Hariharan, Principal Dr. Joseph, Dr. S. Sadasivam, and the organizing secretary of this program. At the outset, I am really very grateful on behalf of IIT Madras for providing an opportunity to share the experience over here as a conference director. I am very happy to say that here the management of this college is very much caring for developing a world-class library, because I have personal experience to interact with Shanmugamji. When the library being established, the construction was there, he always cared for having a good library. He mentioned number of times that our chairman wants a really world-class library. So he has a lot of concern, practical technicalities he discussed. That's why I am also happy to say yesterday I came that even modern gadgets, they are CCTV, they are using it. And all important aspects have been taken care, and all very good having this bandwidth for accessing e-resources. So I think the library professionals should give a big clap to management of this college. Chief guest really motivated and promoted the library community. We all are grateful to you, sir, because very rarely the people realize the importance of libraries and libraries. He has rightly expressed his feelings as a teacher, and I hope as a director of NAC, you will take care for the contribution of the libraries in this country, sir. I am also very grateful to Chairman, sir, for caring for the country education system, so that equal education opportunities are really provided to all. And Shanmugamji has mentioned that shortage of qualified librarians. That's why there is a great need to have a capacity building initiatives. Sir, with the changing of environment all over the world, Indian librarianship principles and practices are also slowly, progressively, professionally are changing. There is a lot of initiative in this country has taken place. And I am also happy, IIT Madras also have taken a lot of initiatives. But generally speaking, libraries nowadays, we treat that a center for creation of academic activities, a center for hub of activities, a gateway to knowledge resources, where we all libraries need to re-gear our efforts to shape the practical problems which are being faced by the organizations. We need to have the role, a catalyst role, so that academic excellence is achieved in the respective organizations where we are working. A specific region to get usage, highest usage, not only in this country, by this initiative. So librarians need to provide the access. One more point, our Reddy sir mentioned that at least we should provide content to the students, research scholars. In this way, we have taken one initiative that we are doing the abstract of the books, all abstract of book, and or intranet, our students, faculty members can see the book, what it contains. So people are motivated. One of the challenges we have got is how to convert non-users into users. There is active role which library people have to play. Next objective is that to provide learning experience that encourage users to become a skilled creator of information. Not only users of information, not only consumers, but a creator, so that academic excellence in respective area is achieved. I know that when we have provided the all digital resources under Index Consortia side, because IIT we are spending 7 crore rupees budget per annum. In addition to that, more than 35 crore rupees invest by the index. So we should be behind or back. We should not be backbenchers. We should try to use all IT tools so that we can provide the best services to our users. Then there is great need to have web-based services. In the country, how transportation is becoming good. We can get the tickets very easily. We can get air ticket very easily. We are getting a lot of satisfaction. Same way, libraries also think to implement web-based services. One example I gave you, industry have implemented, that our users in IIT system, they can access where is what, sitting at their desktop in all IIT in the country. Then they themselves can request the article available in IIT Kharagpur. IIT Bombay person can request IIT Kharagpur. Then they are also IIT Bombay get the intimation. This student wants this information. So we have to think that giving them more autonomy to users, we should go to the users, information should be at the desktop of the users. So this is more important challenge. Key collection building, we have to take initiative. See, there are huge resources. People always say that there is shortage of funds. Library, we also always pose the problem to the management. There is shortage of funds. You can use a lot of open access resources. In this way, SALIS has taken a lot of initiative in the country. They have organized a lot of programs, open access resources. How to use more than 2,000 journals, very peer-reviewed journals are available online free. It is our duty of libraries to provide access to all the resources so that we can motivate the users for getting more. Then we can request our management that please provide and we can provide all those things. So this is very much important. There is a great challenge to us to reach the industrial interaction. There is a great need. We also not to have a burning or only burden of our institution. We should also think to how to generate resources, at least to meet some need. So in that way, very much important. We have to think forward thinking, very much important. And more challenge we have to what need to do it in this way, what we can do it. Building strategic relationships. See, 60 colleges are here. If you sit together, at least one area will tell that what are the project reports written in a particular college. You can think, you can put on a web networking. So that will be great help. Faculty member will find more easy and the students also find easy. This is very much important. Integrating the advantage of online technology with the traditional library. First thing, we should develop our integrated website so that we can provide the linkages. I will tell one thing, people say library not available. You provide one, ask the librarian. Anybody can ask a question from you, irrespective you are sitting here or not. So this technology we have to use, developing digital repositories, very much important. Our thesis, our lecture notes, our important research, input, output of the institute can be put over here. Then showcase university research output. We have to showcase. Libraries will have to convert. Future libraries have to be showcased of the research output of the respective institutions. Then improving the quality of library services. We see that various libraries they don't have any brochures. What is there, what to contact, everything individualized. Therefore, we should do something good organizing development of the documentation. Then customer focus, very much important. We are, I am happy to say that for last 10 years, we have implemented ISO 9001 in our library. IIT library is the first library in the country to win ISO 9001. For last week, fourth time we have been recommended, along with our units. We know that how to measure the customer satisfaction. One area, say for cataloging, we have put it. How much it is useful to the people. And to what I suppose 50% people are putting average. Why we are putting average? Call all those people, we are doing it so that we can improve our faculty. So this is a great lead to improvement, customer focus is very important. Then we also put the measurement of our process parameters. I will tell you a practical example. Various universities, they are having a lot of project coordinators. Now they want advanced processing of books. Now library people are keeping 2 to 3 months. Now we have put the parameter 1 to 7 days. Within 1 to 7 days, it has to process at any cost. If not there, we have to justify. So this attitude we have to keep it in our mind so that library things are really really improved. One more important thing I like to share here, the role of library is very much critical. And given situation, we need to play a very critical role. One of the international librarians is Stephen Canfield defines the role of librarians in current situation. Number one, we have to multimedia user. You know, libraries are drastically changing. We are using all sorts of multi-gadgets, electronic gadgets. We should be a multimedia user. I will say that IIT Madras, we have set up a digital knowledge center with the capacity of 100 systems with the users. They are using all resources. In addition to that, media resource center, we have conducted technical videos so that people are using, and professors also coming over there. So that's most important. Intermediary role. See, nowadays resource sharing, consortia like UGC Infonet is very much useful, industries like that. So here is a great role, how to utilize this effect to our organization. That's the most important role. Enabler will have to be enabler in all respects, so that the academic, the vision and mission of respective organization really translated into reality. Then metadata producer, very much important. Keyword searching. Nowadays, our faculty members, students have forgotten the title, they do not know. So we'll have to tell them what available on nanotechnology, what available fuel cell, new technology, whatever there, we should provide this information. Communicator, good communicator. We'll have to use this word team player, then trainer, evaluator, negotiator, project manager, innovator and fundraiser also. We should write some project. Not only this thing now, we'll have to analyze, let us think what we are doing. Number one, where to go. We have to think where to go. How we can make a plan for future library. How we can rebuild. We have to think these points, where to go, how to get there. Are we there yet? Where we are with respect to where we want to go. These questions we have to think in our given situation. Now, to the some points, there is one New York Times company rules of the road. They have listed how to build a future organization. So I like to highlight some points. Number one, treat each other with honesty, respect and civility. We cannot achieve any goal. Future organization cannot be built. So librarians think for that. Strive for excellence, don't settle for less. Enhance diversity, embrace diversity. Contribute your individual excellence to team efforts. If librarian or library staff is doing so, we should give recognition to library staff as a team. Then information is power. Share it. We should be contributors. That whatever resources, I will tell one example. Our students want to get some grants. We have taken some online resources. We have kept the link only. The users feel using. Therefore, if you really know, there are a lot of large repositories, mathematics, physical, electrical science, or just give the link for them. Share the information for other users. Accept responsibility, delegate authority. We should respect some responsibility. Not only know that this is not my job, shortage staff, I am not doing. So this type of thing we should not do it. give and accept constructive feedback. We'll have to take constructive feedback from users and implement. I am happy to say from here you can see our feedback about library. We indicate poor, average, good, very good, excellent. You can see all our web-based form we have put over there because sometimes users give more important suggestions which we cannot think for that. So we can translate, we can make a plan for future library building. Maintain perspective and sense of humor. Then establish cooperative environment. So these are very important aspects which we take care. One more statement I like to say that we build the future libraries, will have to reorganize our efforts. In that way, we see that be not afraid of growing slowly. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be only afraid of standing still. So in that way, I like to again express thanks on behalf of the our IIT Madras to the college management for giving the opportunity and really be positive, do contribute something. You have to do something. Make a systematic plan for your library. So the future library should take care of the future information needs of the people and contribute to translate or make a visible impact of the policies and the vision and mission of your respective institution where you are working with a happy heart, taking all together and creating a capacity building initiative so that you can rebuild your library. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Present a memento to our beloved Vice Chairman. Elected correspondent. Now our beloved Chairman is giving mementos to Harish Chandra, invaluable books inside that pack. I request Mr. Hariharan to kindly get the memento from our beloved correspondent. Present a memento to Professor Prasad Kumar, Professor in charge of library. I request the beloved Principal Joseph Pithanikal to offer his felicitations.
Almost the Chairman, the Chief Guest of today's inaugural function is Ravi, the Chairman of NAC, Advisor Dr. Kumaraguru, Vice Chairman Dr. Armugam, respected correspondent, Mr. Hariharan, Dr. Harish Chandra, and other dignitaries of the dais, I wish you all a very good morning. I would like to start my presentation with an expression from an extract from the National Research Council Symposium held in 2005 on India's changing innovational system, opportunities and challenges, and it is mentioned that the innovation system of a developing country such as India can be thought of informal acquisition, adaptation, and use of knowledge. How at KCT we are different from the other libraries? Apart from creating the knowledge for the education, we have a separate section in the Central Library dedicated for the books in the area of heritage, culture, and guns. And also we have a separate spiritual library with more than 3,000 volumes that has been kept in the general premises. The symposium can definitely add value to the present education without limiting its boundaries. This is also to mention now that this is the first time in KCT such a conference has been organized by the Central Library of Kumaraguru College of Technology, and my congratulations to Professor Prasad Kumar and his team members and also the organizers of this conference from SALIS. It is also our custom, we could always observe that whoever is a visitor who visits our campus, our chairman and vice chairman never leave them without a piece of book. And that's what you have seen today with all the mementos. Again, another set of books have been given. So that's where we stand, and our leaders who stand on disseminating and believe in disseminating the knowledge to the community. And today also it's my duty to mention where are we leading to, or what are our ambitions as the library is concerned. We are looking forward to make this Central Library as a department of library sciences, which is going to cater the services to all the other departments. We are also on the creation of database for uploading the information by the faculty individually, and also by the help of the department, including the lecture notes and research and development programs, all those things. Plus, all the corner of this institution, you will be able to receive all this information through the intranet. So, with these few words, on behalf of KCT family, I congratulate the office bearers and members of SALIS and thank them for organizing such a conference at KCT, and I wish all the members and the participants who are with us a pleasant stay at our campus. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We request Professor Sadasivam, Dean, Academic, Kumaraguru College of Technology, to offer his felicitations.
Respected and esteemed dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, the participants from various parts of the country for this national conference, my colleagues in the college, library staff of our college, ladies and gentlemen. The most pleasant job in an inaugural meeting is felicitation, offering felicitation. And the first instance, I would like to felicitate the organizers of this national conference, SALIS. I think if you shift the letter L and I, it becomes sales. So hope you are sailing smoothly here in our campus, the SALIS. This campus has become too big for a national conference. So nowadays we plan for international conferences. And as our vice chairman explained to you, we have a number of international conferences in this campus. The last one we had was in February, which invited about 150 scientists from other countries. So my request to SALIS is, there is an international federation of library associations and institutions. And when the biodata of Professor Harishchandra was there, I could see that he has visited Thailand and Netherlands, perhaps to attend to one of these annual conferences of IFLA. So I request that you must plan now for international conference, the annual conference of IFLA. Maybe next year? No, because it has already been fixed for Italy and Manila. Maybe 2010? Still no. It's been fixed for Australia, bro. So what you should do? You should plan for 2011 or 2012. And with the permission of the management, I hope that I extend an open invitation to all of you to make that possible in the year 2011 or 12 on behalf of the college, no sir, on behalf of the university. Yes. Next, I would like to compliment the organizers in KCT, Dr. Prasad Kumar, Mandavachalam, Balasubramaniam, Subramaniam, and other staff of the Mahatma Gandhi. I don't think we will ever have such a befitting inauguration, though it's a little longer, because our chairman, Dr. N.M. is presiding over the national conference on rebuilding the libraries. He is our chairman. He is an industrialist. He is a spiritualist. He is doing so much for the spread of Gandhism. And he has authored more than 40 books. And he has sponsored and edited more than 100 books. But friends, these are all nothing. The befitting quality is his habit. What is that? That is a reading habit, because the library needs to use it. That's why he could retrace his memory to Pollachi in 1935 when he went to the library. So, likewise, we have another befitting personality to give away the awards, our vice chairman. As told by our principal, vice chairman is always in the habit of giving gift to whoever visits his room. It may be Palala Chapel, it may be Paradakalla Malay, it may be Ha-Ha therapy, it may be even the small book, Icons of Tamil Nadu. But if somebody is lucky, he will get more than one book. I don't know who is going to be lucky in this crowd. So these are all the befitting things which I could see in this conference. I wish all the participants to have a fruitful two-day conference and a pleasant stay in this campus. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Before going to the water.
Thank you, sir. May I request Mr. M. Mandirachalam, Organizing Secretary of and Deputy Librarian, Kumaraguru College of Technology, to propose vote of thanks.
Respected Professor Ravichandra Reddy, Director, and our beloved Vice Chairman, Advisor Ayya, Correspondent, District Guest, Dr. Harichandra, Dr. Hariharan, respected Principal, Professor Prasad Kumar, staff and faculty of KCT, media, and ladies and gentlemen. I deem it a great privilege to have been asked to extend a vote of thanks on this great historical occasion. This day will be remembered as a milestone in the history of our Mahatma Gandhi Central Library of KCT, as it is the first occasion for us in conducting a national conference after 24 years' time. Our chairman, Harichandra Ayya, we are indeed grateful to you, sir, for delivering the presidential address and release of the proceedings. Sir, we are highly indebted to you for sparing your valuable time in this grand national conference and addressing about the importance of libraries and the problems in the current education system. I, on behalf of the KCT family and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty thanks to Professor Ravichandra Reddy, Director NAC, for inaugurating this conference and sharing with this august audience his vision of education for our country and the release of government. I am sure you have set the stage for the summit through your excellent addresses. We are very also thankful, sir, for your advice to motivate the young users, like users of staff and students, for more utilization of library. I want to assure you that we at KCT believe that excellence is a continuing journey and not a destination. We will do our level best to sustain KCT as a globally top-ranked institute for a long time to come. We are extremely thankful to our Honorable Vice Chairman, for his gracious presence in this function and to have distributed the award to the participants, who always need to bring about and change in the rebuilding the library. Our heartfelt thanks to the correspondent and joint correspondent for their leadership support, valuable contribution, guidance and engagement which has given a new impetus to our work. I also extend my thanks to our principal for his enormous support and guidance in the organization of this event and also for the support and valuable guidance. I would like to mention my special thanks to Dean Academics for his unstinted support for honoring the participants with this valuable book, Icons of Tamil Nadu. I also thank Mr. Kumar, UNESCO, for providing the participants with a book, Open Access to Knowledge and Information, published by UNESCO. We would like to express our deepest thanks to Dr. Harichandra, librarian IIT Madras, for setting the tone of the event through his insightful keynote address. I also wish to express my gratitude to Professor Prasad Kumar for his minute-to-minute guidance to us and support and providing encouragement at every point of time in organizing this conference. We thank this opportunity to thank all the authors for preparing excellent papers. These papers are extremely relevant. Our hearty congratulations to all the award winners and award committee. I take this opportunity to extend our most sincere thanks to Mr. Hariharan, President SALIS, and all the National Advisory and Organizing Committee members and the SALIS members from different destinations for their titanic support, guidance and encouragement to our KCT family. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for all the deans, head of the departments of KCT, staff for their logistic support and providing encouragement at every point of time in the organization of this event. I owe special gratitude to my colleagues of Mahatma Gandhi Central Library who have worked hard to ensure that this occasion is a memorable success. The organizing committee of KCT needs special attention. I wholeheartedly thank them for their unstinted support and guidance extended to us. As I move further, I have so many loyal and phenomenally selfless family members. I do not want to call them colleagues, friends and co-workers. I am not overwhelmed. There is difficulty in maintaining the hierarchy since it has been a true team effort right from the moment and our programs have come to our close. These are my boys and girls who are ever ready to strike like a true soldier and result-oriented. I do not think I can thank them enough for their courage, commitment and professionalism. I simply respect them. We are grateful to all the sponsoring organizations. I render a special thanks to Rukmani Press and Portal Kanimani for their support and timely help. The media is an integral part of our society and I thank them for performing the important role and for giving an excellent coverage of our program. Before I close, please permit to apologize for inadvertent omissions if there are any. And lastly, let me share my inner feelings with you, and that is that to have you with us today on this occasion has indeed been a great honor, a special privilege and thrill beyond compare. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mandra.